Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. My name's CJ. This is the CJ Curry Show presented by PrizePicks. Thank you so much, PrizePicks, for sponsoring the show. If you don't use PrizePicks yet, 100% instant deposit match on your first deposit all the way up to $100. So if you want to put in 20, 50, or 100, they're going to match you dollar for dollar. Get started today. Go use PrizePicks. It's NBA daily fantasy sports made easy. I've left a link down in the description of today's video for you to go and get started. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Last night obviously was Halloween. We were worried that there'd be more tricks than there were treats, and for me personally, it was a little bit of a rough night. Yesterday, there were definitely some tricks, one being a guy that we featured on yesterday's show. De'Aaron Fox ended up getting hurt, did not cover any none, zilch, zero of his props. So that's unfortunate. If you had any De'Aaron Fox in your entries like I did, that sucked. His teammate Keegan Murray, not a good night for Keegan Murray as well. Ended up falling short on a lot of his picks. Tyrese Halliburton, man, we took the rebounds and assists. Ended up falling just short, finished with 13 combined rebounds and assists. It was just a bad night. All right. In a nutshell, it was kind of a bad night. Ain't gonna front, ain't gonna lie, but we're gonna have them from time to time. We're gonna have those nights where things just don't seem to work in our favor. But today is a new day, my friends. It is Tuesday, which means it's Taco Tuesday here on PrizePicks. So if you're not playing there, another good reason to get signed up. Using PrizePicks, get you a discounted taco. What is a taco? What is a discounted taco? Well, they take a player prop and they reduce the line. They bring the line down on it. Right now, the current taco is Steph Curry's points. So we'll look at the discounted player prop for Steph Curry's points. We'll talk about that and see whether or not we should be taking the more or the less on the taco today, or just fade it. You can always walk away from these tacos as well. You don't have to play them. That is also a solid option. So anyway, that's kind of what happened last night. A little bit of a shaky night last night, but let's go through the chat real quick. We got Rumsey in the building. He says, "What's up, Curry? Taco is looking like it's what's up, Curry Taco? It's looking like again. I don't know. 23.5. Yeah, 23.5 points on the taco. So we'll dig into that. We'll see if that taco's worth taking or not. Crunchy or soft? You guys let me know. Do you like your tacos crunchy or soft? If you're watching this live, I know it's still morning in some places, but some people are already thinking about lunch. You like your tacos crunchy, or are you a soft taco type of person? Let me know in the chat. Always interested. For me, I think I go crunchy. I go crunchy on the tacos, and then obviously burritos. Got to go soft on the burritos. I've never heard of a crunchy burrito. So that's the way I roll. All right. Crunchy tacos, soft tortillas for my burrito. Roy's in the building. He says, let's go. Daniel says, today is going to be a great day. Best of luck to everyone. Love that energy. Thanks for bringing the positive vibes with you today, my friend. Jimmy Green says, good day to you and all the best of luck. He says, all the pain in my heart. Was that from last night? Or do you have acid reflux? Take a Tums, my friend. We got a new day. We got to get this money. Ronald Green says, what's up? Michael Johnson says, yo, what up, gang? 704 God, what's going on, boys? What's going on, 704? Everyday Fantasy says, greetings, fam. Good morning to you. KL says, let's get to the money. Mario, good morning to you. New day, let's run it back. Nick Nestor says he likes his tacos crunchy. Daniel Thomas is a both type of taco. Richard says, rough Halloween for me. Okay, well, hopefully you don't have, sugar overload from last night. You didn't eat too much candy. Joseph says, everyone crapped their pants yesterday. Halliburton, Trae Young killed me. Yep. Divine Truth, Allah, peace. New day, new money. You got that right. Subscribing to the Patreon today. Love to hear that. Bearded Gator. Yes, sad, somber news from the world of hip-hop and entertainment. R.I.P. to Takeoff, 1/3 of the rap supergroup known as Migos, man. Another rapper, unfortunately, died to what looks like gun violence. Hate to see it. But yeah, R.I.P. to Takeoff. That's a big loss for entertainment, for hip-hop, for his family and any of his fans. I mean, that's huge. Michael says, soft shell on the outside with the crunchy with some melted cheese. All right. Let's get things started off here by talking about Dribble. All right, we got to solve today's Dribble mystery player. We got a pretty good one here. We got to find a way to connect Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics, who's played for the Boston Celtics for the entirety of his career. We got to connect Jason Tatum to Dwight Howard. Now, Dwight Howard has been around the block, guys. Obviously, got his start in Orlando. As an Orlando Magic fan, that was a long time ago. It's been a while since we had Dwight Howard. From there, he went on to play for the Lakers, the Rockets. Man's been with the Hawks, the Hornets. He's been with the Lakers again. Dang, what team hasn't Dwight Howard played with? I mean, he's He's been around, man. Dwight Howard's been around. So Jason Tatum and Dwight Howard, my mind immediately tries to think of a player that maybe both of those guys have played with at some point in their career. Jason Tatum's a little easier because he's been with the same team, right? Kind of have more or less the same idea, same players around him. Guys like Al Horford, he may be a possibility. Maybe there's a link somewhere between Al Horford, Jason Tatum, and Dwight Howard. Who else has been there? Other veterans. Gordon Hayward was once a Boston Celtic. Maybe that could be a potential link. Who else we have been on other teams? You know what? Actually, Gordon Hayward might be that guy. Could be that guy. The reason I say Gordon Hayward is, A, we know Gordon Hayward is Boston Celtic at one point, and B, Gordon Hayward was also a Charlotte Hornet. I just don't know if he was on the Hornets when Dwight Howard was on the Hornets. Rajon Rondo, that's a good guess. That dude's been around the block. He's been on a team or two himself, right? I'm going to go with my first initial guess, which was Gordon Hayward. It's not Gordon Hayward. All right. You guys are saying Rajon Rondo. Gordon Hayward to Dwight Howard now is basically how we have to make this connection. Maybe it's Rondo. Has Rondo played with both? He has not played with Gordon Hayward, I don't think. Avery Bradley is the answer. Avery Bradley, once a Boston Celtic. Avery Bradley, once a Los Angeles Laker. All right, he's saying it's Avery Bradley. I ain't mad at Avery Bradley as a guess. It's not Avery Bradley. We got to connect Gordon Hayward to Dwight Howard. It's no longer the Jason Tatum game. We got to hook Gordon Hayward up with Dwight Howard. How are we going to do that? It ain't Bradley. It ain't Avery Bradley. If it was, well, that ship has sailed. We're now looking for a connection between Gordon Hayward and Dwight Howard. Gordon Hayward currently with the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, who else is on that squad? What about, this might be a bad guess. What about Montrezl Harrell? Boom. Not a bad guess at all. We ended up getting it right with Big Trez. We could have gotten there quicker. Here's how. Jason Tatum, Kemba Walker would have been the shorter path to victory. Jason Tatum, Kemba Walker, teammates in Boston. Kemba Walker, Dwight Howard, teammates in Charlotte, if I'm not mistaken. So we could have gotten there a little quicker, but hey, we got the job done. Now our brains are warmed up. We're ready to talk about tonight's 4-game NBA slate. Appreciate everybody being here. If you're not subscribed yet, by the way, make sure you're subscribed. We're on our way to 6,500 subscribers. We're approaching 7,000. I'd love to see 7,000 maybe by the end of this month. Month of November just started, gang. Month of November just started. Maybe we could get there by the end of this month. So let's take a look at today's NBA schedule. We've got the Golden State Warriors at the Miami Heat. That game starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. As far as injury news goes, same guys kind of out for Golden State that's been out the last few games. Dante DiVincenzo, Andre Iguodala both out for Miami. Victor Oladipo and Yurtseven both out. These teams just faced off a couple nights ago. We'll talk about a couple of picks from there. Obviously, we got the Steph Curry taco from that game, but there's a couple other plays that look kind of interesting. Then we got Chicago at Brooklyn. Should be a pretty fun game. 7:30 p.m. tip-off time for that one as well. This one's got a total of 230.5, one of the higher totals on tonight's slate. Just a 1.5-point spread, gang. Zach LaVine probably going to play tonight. I think Chicago goes ahead and plays Zach LaVine. You got Dosunmu, Zach LaVine as both game time decisions. Kobe White also a game time decision. So stay plugged into the news, guys. You can find some value if you're able to be agile, if you're able to move quickly. When this news drops, like last night, Ben Simmons was ruled out for Brooklyn. If you were able to move and navigate the waters, you could have found some value. I took Kevin Durant over his fantasy score and it ended up working out for me. It ended up hitting. So stay on top of the news. But yeah, this one's got a pretty high total with a 1.5-point spread. You guys are saying that Curry and Simmons are out. Seth Curry, not Steph Curry. Let's refresh. Boom. All right, we refreshed. Yes, Ben Simmons has been ruled out. Seth Curry has also been ruled out. So there you go. Their ball handlers, their backcourt is going to be kind of thin tonight. More duty for Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant to serve as facilitators, perhaps. We'll see. Orlando at OKC. Couple of bottom feeders, right? Orlando 1-6. Golly, 1-6 already, man. We're struggling. Keep an eye on Jalen Suggs. He is a game time decision. He might be ready to make his return to the lineup. All right. They really could use him. They've been starting Franz Wagner at point guard the last couple of games, going with this big freaky lineup of Wagner, who's 6'10", Terrence Ross, who's like 6'8". Then you had Bobo. He's like 7'2". Ben Caro's 6'10". Wendell Carter Jr. 6'10". They started a bunch of trees. All right. There's like 3 or 4 guys in the starting lineup that are 6'10" or taller. Maybe we get Jalen Suggs back and he's back in at point guard. If so, a projected lineup would be Suggs and Ross in the backcourt with Wagner, Banchero, and Carter in the front court. So stay tuned for news from the Orlando Magic on Jalen Suggs. Josh Giddey continues to sit for OKC. That's really their only piece of impactful injury news. Guys, the total on this one's low. It's just 216.5 with a 3-point spread. This might be the lowest game of the night. Yeah. Lowest total of the night. So you might want to be careful taking any overs or more on any of your player props tonight. And then finally, the last game of the night, Minnesota Timberwolves at the Phoenix Suns. For the Minnesota T-Wolves, game time decisions for Kyle Anderson and Jordan McLaughlin. Okay. And then on the Phoenix side, you got Torrey Craig, who is a game time decision. DeAndre Ayton is out tonight, which means Bismack Biyombo is going to step up. No more JaVale McGee. He's in Dallas now. Bismack Biyombo's getting those backup minutes. All right, so no Ayton. Of course, Jay Crowder continues to sit out. I think he's a trade candidate. They're looking to trade Jay Crowder at some point, so he's not going to be out there. So Phoenix going to be a little bit short-handed, I guess you could say, in the front court. But this one's got a 227.5 point total with a 3.5 point spread. All right, so that's what you got to look forward to. 4 games tonight. The spread on all these games are pretty competitive. I mean, it's a 1-point spread, Golden State, Miami. 2-point spread for Chicago, Brooklyn. 3-point spread between Orlando and OKC. And then Minnesota, Phoenix, 3.5-point spread. So we got 4 games that are expected to stay close and competitive. Lord Jesus up in heaven, please do not let any of these games blow out. I hope they all do stay competitive, gang. I really do. Blowouts are the worst, right? All right, let's get into some picks for today. We will take a look at prize picks. We'll talk about today's taco, which is Steph Curry, who's sitting at 23.5 points. We'll see if that's a good taco, bad taco, if you should be eating it, if you should be ordering it crunchy or soft. We'll talk about all that, all right? We're going to be doing our player prop research today using props.cash. Props.cash, gang. It's the only way that I do my player prop research. It really helps save time. So let's start by looking at the taco, man. Let's just go right off the top because we got an hour and 40 minutes before this taco is taken down from the prize picks board. So let's talk about it before it goes away. So Curry has now played in 7 games this season. So we got a 7-game log for us to kind of take a look at here. He's at 26.5 by default using props.cash. But if we bump it down to 23.5, well, his hit rates kind of stay the same. He is 6 for 7. So he has been hot. He has come out of the gates, dropping 30 or more points in 6 out of 7 games. Now, I just mentioned that they played Miami. Back, 4 days ago now? October 27th, they played Miami. He dropped 33 points against the Heat in that game. So that's almost 10 points higher than where this taco line is at 23.5. It's going to be hard, gang. It's going to be hard for me to say no to the Steph Curry taco. You guys let me know. Are you liking this taco or are you kind of hesitant to take it? Some people's strategy when it comes to these Taco Tuesday discounted projections, they like to take the original line, in this case 27.5, under. They like to take the under on the original line versus taking the over on the discounted projection. What are you guys going to do? How are you approaching this taco with a guy like Steph Curry who's gone for 30 or more points in 6 out of 7 games? Just taking a quick glimpse at some of his game logs here. Minutes are super healthy, 30-plus minutes in 6 out of 7 games. The one game against Phoenix, he played less than 30 minutes. Happened to be the only game in which he did not score 30 or more points. In that last game against Miami, he played about 37 minutes against the Heat in that one. You can see where his field goal attempts are. 22 or more field goal attempts in every game that he's covered this 23.5 taco prop. So he's shooting the ball a lot. Again, Against Phoenix, less minutes, less field goal attempts led to a lower point output for Steph Curry. 3-point attempts, double-digit attempts in every game this year. Guys, Curry has come out of the freaking gates on fire, all right? He's shooting often, and he's making a good percentage of the shots that he takes. Now, just going back to last season, he played Miami one time last season, only had 9 points. I'm going to throw that one out. Played 32 minutes, had 9 points, probably just didn't shoot the ball very well. Yeah, 5 for 17, 3 for 17, I can't quite see, but a very low percentage. 1 for 10 from beyond the arc. Just did not have a very good shooting game. I'm more interested in his sample size from this season, and so far it looks pretty darn good. Let's take a look at the DVP real quick. The Miami Heat versus point guards. How have they defended against opposing point guards? DVP, defense versus position. This will let us kind of get an idea. Is Miami giving up a lot of points to the point guard position or no? We'll find out. Miami giving up about 23 points per game. You could kind of see where they rank, right? Right in the middle of the pack. Kind of an average team, average defense when it comes to allowing points to point guards. But this is no average point guard they're dealing with. This is Steph Curry, all right? So I'm on board with it. I think I'm liking it still. Let's get you a projection on his points. We're using Fantasy Labs, by the way. Fantasy Labs projections has Steph Curry going for a healthy 26.4 points. That's nearly 3 points higher than where he's at today on this discounted prop. Now, at 27.5, gang, I don't know if I'm taking the over at 27.5. All right, that's kind of high. But I will give you this. He's at 26.5 on a lot of sports books today and is a betting favorite to go over at 26.5. He's even as high as 28.5 on a site like PointsBet. So I'm probably not touching the 27.5 for the record. For me, I'm taking this taco or I'm not taking Steph Curry's points at all. But I like it. I mean, he's projected to go over, right? He's gone over in 6 out of 7 games. Is it an easy matchup against Miami? No, not really, but we've seen him drop 33 points against the Heat just a couple days ago. And he's at 26 and even 28.5 on a lot of books. I think you just have to take it and hope for the best. If you don't want to take the taco, don't take it, all right? It is not by any means a free square. It is not meant to be a guaranteed hit. But gang, those of you who are watching in the chat, let me know. Are we liking the taco? Do we think this taco's coming out fresh or is it going to be soggy? Let me know how you're feeling about this taco. But for me, I think I got to mark it as a more, and I'm going to have to take it. Zach LaVine is another one here. 22.5 points. He's playing the Brooklyn Nets tonight. Brooklyn Nets, all right? Not a very formidable team when it comes to defense. I think Zach LaVine, should he play? I think he's going to play. I think he's probable, more probable than questionable or doubtful. But I fully expect Zach LaVine to play tonight. And at 22.5 points, man, I like that. I like that number. Let's dig into it a little bit here. Talk about Zach LaVine of the Chicago Bulls going up against the Brooklyn Nets. Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. Should be a fun little game. So using props.cash, we're going to look at the last 5 games, last 5-game view here for Zach LaVine. He's played 4 games this season. He's gone over this number in 2 out of 4, so 50% hit rate. Had 23 against Cleveland, 19 against Boston, 28 against Indiana, 20 against Philadelphia. So still scoring the ball pretty well here. Zach LaVine's been nursing this knee injury since last season, so the Chicago Bulls are kind of taking it easy on him. You're not going to see him playing a lot of back-to-backs. You're not going to see him being kind of run into the ground, so to speak. But LaVine, 2 for 4, 23 and 28 against Cleveland and Indiana. Struggled against Boston. Boston's got a good defense. Philadelphia, they play at a very slow pace. Pretty good team defensively as well. So he was supposed to struggle against Boston and Philly. But let's take a closer look at this, right? His minutes, 28, 32, 34, and 33. So when he plays, he's typically getting 32 or more minutes in the majority of his games. As far as field goal attempts go, shooting the ball at a healthy rate, 17, 15, 13, and 19 attempts. So 15 plus attempts in 3 out of the 4 games in which he's appeared in. From beyond the arc, 6, 5, 8, and 9. Hopefully he's closer to 8 or 9 threes. Obviously, those are worth more than 2s, so we want him taking threes. Get to the free throw line. His free throws are not very reliable. They're kind of up and down, right, from game to game. 4 attempts, 7 attempts, 12, and 2. We can't really rely on him for free throw makes. Taking a look at last season against the Brooklyn Nets, he played the Nets a total of 3 times, did cover this prop in 2 out of 3, 24 points, 31 at Brooklyn, and then 22 back home in Chicago. This game is going to be in Brooklyn tonight. So that's kind of the rundown, the lowdown here on Zach LaVine. 2 for 4, but at 22.5 points for a talented scorer who's going to be heavily involved in the offense. It's kind of hard not to like it. Now, we talked about DVP before on the Steph Curry taco. Let's talk about it again here for Zach LaVine. Point guards against the Brooklyn Nets. Now, I don't know if you consider Zach LaVine to be a point guard or a shooting guard. He's kind of a combo guard, right? He starts alongside Ayo Dosunmu in the backcourt. But whatever position you want to call him, 28.2, we'll call it, points per game given up by the Brooklyn Nets. Guys, that's a lot of points. That ranks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th most. The 7th most points allowed to opposing point guards to start the season. We also take a look at the shooting guard position. They're giving up over 25 points per game to opposing shooting guards. So they're just giving it up, period. Point blank to opposing backcourts. Point guards, shooting guards, getting buckets, getting points against the Brooklyn Nets. So I think he's in a good spot. Nets are giving up a lot of points to all guard positions. Getting you a projection here on Zach LaVine. Projected for 23.6 points. We're getting value on this pick. What do I mean by that? You guys probably hear the word value. Value meaning that most places he's at 22.5. He's at 23.5 on PrizePicks. And what you know it, as I'm talking about Zach LaVine, his prop has just been bumped up from 22.5 to 23.5. From 22 to 23, right before our very eyes, gang. Hopefully you got it at 22.5. He's now at 23.5. The value has vanished. But listen, if you don't want to go with Zach LaVine, you could go with this guy, DeMar DeRozan at 24.5. Let's see if they bump this one as we speak about it. DeMar DeRozan, another worthwhile option. Let's just take a look at it. We're working on the fly here. They're making us work overtime. DeMar DeRozan, 24.5 points. He's 2 for 5 so far to start the season. 2 for 5 covering this prop. All right. Going up against the Brooklyn Nets last season, 28, 29, and 19. So he's 2 for 3. 67% hit rate for DeMar DeRozan, 25.3 points per game in games played against the Brooklyn Nets last season. Again, we'll take a little peek here at the DVP, defense versus position. 25.1 points per game to shooting guards. All right, DeRozan, if you call him a small forward, I'm not mad at you calling him a small forward. Brooklyn's given up about 17 points per game to small forwards. So not quite as sweet. They usually start Nikola Vucevic and Pat Williams at the front court spot. So DeMar DeRozan, shooting guard, small forward, not as great of a matchup for him as it was probably for Zach LaVine. But this one's probably still in play. And the reason I say that is because at 24.5 on PrizePicks, you're seeing him at 25.5 on some of these other books. FanDuel, PointsBet, Bet Rivers, Rivers Resort, Unibet. They've all got him at 25.5. So we are getting a point of value here on DeMar DeRozan, similar to what we were getting out of Zach LaVine. And he's projected for 26.1, guys. So if you missed the boat on Zach LaVine, maybe you can hop on the boat here with DeMar DeRozan at 24.5 as an alternate solution. On DraftKings at 24.5 points, he's a minus 130 betting favorite to go over. But yes, Zach LaVine, 22.5 points. C'est la vie. It is gone. It is now 23.5. So you got a harder decision ahead of you. Are you guys liking DeMar DeRozan at 24.5? Or are you going to fade him? You're going to leave it alone. You're probably not going to take the under on him, right? Or maybe you are. Let me know in the chat. Are we okay with DeMar DeRozan at 24.5 points? Do we feel good about it? All right, let's move on here. Let's talk about another pick that kind of caught my eye. Devin Booker of the Phoenix Suns going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves, playing against his buddy Karl Anthony Towns. He usually plays pretty well in the last few games against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Devin Booker has played pretty darn well. Let's take a look at it. We're going to use StatMuse for this one because I want to go back and look at some game logs that go beyond last season. So Devin Booker, points plus assists versus Wolves logs. All right, so this is how you can do a little search on StatMuse and get some results. So we're going to look at the points plus assists versus the T-Wolves for Devin Booker. So it's combined both of them. He's at 33.5 right now. You can see in the last 3 games that he's played against the Minnesota Timberwolves, he has gone over with 35, 38, and 34 points plus assists. Did not get it done with just 21 points plus assists in that game, despite playing 36 minutes rather. So he played a full game of minutes, but just couldn't get the job done. But we go back even further, 41 points and assists, 48 points and assists, 33, close but no cigar, death by hook on that one, 44. So you kind of get the idea, right? The last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games, he's hit the over in 6 out of 8 on the points plus assists. So Booker could be in for a good night tonight going up against his buddy Karl Anthony Towns and company. So keep an eye on that one. That could be a good look for you. Taking a look at this season, as far as what Devin Booker's been up to, we're going to use PropStat for this. So we're going to head over to the Minnesota Phoenix game, click on Booker's name, switch this from points, guys, and you can switch it up to points plus assists. And we'll take a look at the last 10 game view, because in those last 10 games, he's gone over in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6 games. 5 out of 6 games so far, he has covered 33.5 points plus assists. So great hit rates versus Minnesota over the last 8 games. Great hit rates to start the season. And looking at the DVP here, Devin Booker is definitely the shooting guard, right? Definitely the shooting guard for the Phoenix Suns. We're going to go take a look at the T-Wolves. They're giving up over 21 points per game, and they're giving up nearly 6 assists per game to average shooting guards. But of course, Devin Booker, no average shooting guard. He's an above average player. So these numbers looking pretty darn good here. Minnesota's kind of giving it up to opposing shooting guards. So let's get you a projection. I think this one's looking pretty decent. You guys in the chat who are watching along with me, let me know. Are you liking what you're seeing out of Devin Booker on this particular prop here? You should, because we're getting a point of value once again. Going up against FanDuel and points bet lines, comparing them to PrizePicks lines, he's at 33.5 on PrizePicks, but at 34.5 on FanDuel, 34.5 on PointsBet. Now he's at 33.5 on DraftKings and BetMGM. They have him as a slight betting favorite to go over, minus 120 odds to go for 34 or more points plus assists. Daniel Sand, check him out without DeAndre Ayton. Well, we could do that. You've got it, brother. We'll check it out right now for you. So Devin Booker, we'll go back to last season. We'll take DeAndre Ayton out. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and take Jay Crowder out too and see how that impacts things. All right, so he's played a total of, 11 games without DeAndre Ayton and without Jay Crowder, 7 for 11. Looks like he's averaging about 33.5, exactly 33.5 points plus assists. So in the last 5 games that he's played without Ayton, without Crowder, he's 4 for 5 covering this prop. 4 for 5 in his last 5 games. So that's looking pretty good, man. Pretty good. 38 against Minnesota, no Crowder. No Ayton in that game, January 28th. So that's pretty good. I still think it's looking pretty darn good. I'm with it. Thanks for subscribing, Matt the Beast 1407. Appreciate you subscribing. Jose, thank you for subscribing to the channel as well. But yeah, I don't think Ayton and Crowder negatively impact Devin Booker's ability to rack up points and assists. All right. So his projection's 33.3. We're in the neighborhood of 33.5, 34.5. All right, with the 33.3 projection, I think it's a green light go for me. I think I'm going to give it a shot. You guys do what you want, though. It's your money, all right? It's your money. If you don't agree with something, if something stood out to you that kind of didn't sit right, don't take it, all right? Don't take it. We're doing the research together. We're looking at the numbers together. I'm going to take it. So I'm putting him with the taco. We got Steph Curry for more than 23.5 points. We got Booker for more than 33.5 points plus assists. The next guy I want to talk about is Bam Adebayo's PRA, points, rebounds, and assists. He just covered this recently against the Golden State Warriors. Now, I'll be the first to say that sometimes I just don't trust Bam Adebayo. Sometimes Bam shows up. Sometimes Bam doesn't show up. Very hard to figure out this Miami Heat team. Very hard to figure out this player in particular. But I think there's enough evidence here for us to maybe consider taking Bam Adebayo to go for more than 30.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Guys in the chat, let me know. Do you take a lot of Bam Adebayo props? Has Bam Adebayo caused you hair loss? Do you pull your hair out when dealing with Bam Adebayo when it comes to prize picks? Guys, let me know. I think he's a very frustrating, or can be a very frustrating player in the props category. But he's at 30.5 PRA, all right? He's played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. 3 out of 7 games he has gone over, all right? He's got the ability to go for 35 PRA, but he's also got the ability to go for 18 PRA. Very wishy-washy type of player. Volatile, right? Very volatile. I mentioned he just played the Golden State Warriors on October 27th, had 35 PRA. So he got the job done against the Warriors in that game. Taking a look a little bit closer here at the minutes. Minutes have been pretty healthy for him. 35 plus minutes in most of these games here, especially his last few. All right, so the minutes have been decent for Bam Adebayo. As far as field goal attempts go, double-digit field goal attempts in every game but one. So we want him to shoot the ball, obviously. He's going to have to get some points for us. As far as points go, he scored 18, 19, 26, 23. Going to definitely have to get some buckets tonight if he's going to get there for us. Rebounds have been pretty stable and steady at about 8 to 9 per game, we'll call it. And then the assists for Bam, anywhere from 5 to 1. Ceiling of 5 to the floor being 1. So that's the rundown on Bam Adebayo so far this season. Just kind of shaky, right? He's going to have to be scoring tonight. He's going to have to score in order for us to hit this PRA line. So let's go take a look here at Bam's DVP. His matchup tonight, he's the center. And good news for Bam Adebayo here is that the Golden State Warriors are giving up over 30.5 points per game. 30.5 points per game to opposing big men. So just on points alone, right? They're giving up 30.5 points. Bam Adebayo, his PRA line is set at 30.5. But then we move over to the rebounds. They're giving up over 17 rebounds per game. Guys, that's 47 points and rebounds alone. Then we sprinkle in 5 assists on top of that. And we're talking about the potential here for like 53 PRA. Golden State's giving up about 50 plus points, rebounds, and assists to opposing centers. So that's why I'm on this pick. Bam's just got to deliver. The matchup is as good as it gets. Kevon Looney is not really slowing Bam down. Maybe they put Draymond on Bam. We'll have to see if they make any adjustments. But things are looking pretty darn good here so far for Bam Adebayo. One way that you can kind of take things a step further with your research is using this NBA Advanced Stats page here. And what we'll do is take a look at the potential assists and rebound chances for Bam Adebayo and kind of see where he ranks amongst his team in both categories. So let's do that now. So taking a look at the potential assists. What are potential assists? Potential assists are kind of like field goal attempts or 3-point field goal attempts or free throw attempts, right? These are opportunities for Bam Adebayo to record and assist. So let's see how many chances that he's had, opportunities that he's had to record and assist here so far this season on a per game basis. So we'll select the Miami Heat as our team. We'll scroll down. We'll click Get Stats. Now you see the potential assists are pretty spread. They're pretty widespread here for the Miami Heat. In other words, there's not just like one guy who's dominating the potential assists on a team like, Tyrese Halliburton for the Indiana Pacers. His potential assists are by far and away a lot higher than anybody else on his team. Miami, more spread out, more dispersed evenly amongst their ranks. So he's averaging 5.1 potential assists per game. On those 5.1 potentials, he's racked up 2.7 assists per game. That's his per game average when it comes to assists. So if that number creeps up a little bit higher, let's say he converts on more of these assist opportunities, maybe 3 to 4 assists tonight is a realistic expectation for Bam. But you can see he ranks 4th on the team right now in potential assists, which isn't bad for a guy who plays center, right? Normally you don't see centers that high up on the potential assist ladder. So that's looking pretty good. Let's switch it over to the rebound category. We'll look at rebound chances. You can also call them rebound opportunities. Click advanced filters. We'll switch this from the Milwaukee Bucks. We'll go to the Miami Heat, scroll down, get stats. And then we're looking at 7 games. As far as rebound chances go, number 1 on the team in rebound chances, rebound opportunities. All right, 15 per game. So he's quite a bit higher than anybody else. Jimmy Butler second. You got Tyler Herro, Kyle Lowry, Caleb Martin, all in double digits when it comes to rebound chances. But Bam is by far the number 1 guy on the team. So he's getting the most rebound opportunities of any of the Miami Heat players. He's turned those 15 rebound chances into 8 rebounds per game, which is pretty efficient, right? That's more than a 50% conversion rate. So when he gets a rebound chance, it's more than a 50%, more than a coin flip that he's going to pull in that rebound. All right, so things are looking pretty good there for Bam Adebayo. Last but not least, let's get you a projection. What is Bam Adebayo's projected PRA tonight? 30.6, which is slightly more than the 30.5. And then across the sports books, across the different places where you can bet on this prop, he is a betting favorite, slight betting favorite, at 30.5 to go over on most of these books. Minus 120, minus 118, minus 121. So those are some of the odds on Bam Adebayo. Matchup looks great. He's already covered once against Golden State. He's one of the top potential assist guys on the team. He's the number 1 rebound chance guy on the team. Really what it's going to come down to is Bam going to score or not. The other stats will get there. The rebounds, the assists will be there. He's done those things pretty consistently. It's really about, does he score the ball well tonight? And he's going up against the team that's giving up over 30 points per game to centers, the Golden State Warriors, at 30.52. So that's it. Bam's got to score. For now, we're going to give Bam benefit of the doubt here in that he's going to score the ball tonight. And I'll take him for more. You guys let me know what you want to do. Now, his teammate is one that I'm not so sure about. Jimmy Butler at 35.5 PRA. We talked about Jimmy Butler recently. His points against the Golden State Warriors. Before the last game against the Warriors, Jimmy Butler had not covered his points prop in like 7 years in games against the Golden State Warriors. He was on this crazy drought. Let's just look at it real quick. We'll use StatMuse for this. Jimmy Butler points versus Warriors logs. I want to show you guys something. So I think his points prop was set at like 23.5 like it is today. All right, going back here, this was the last game. He had 27 against Golden State. But prior to that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 straight games for Jimmy Butler against the Golden State Warriors. He had stayed under 23.5. And then he comes out of nowhere in that last game and starts knocking down threes. 8 for 13 shooting against the Warriors. 4 for 7 from beyond the arc. This guy hardly ever takes a 3 or makes a 3. All right. All of a sudden he comes out of nowhere, drops in 27 points, doing something against the Warriors that he hadn't done since 2015. All right. A 7-year drought of going over 24 or 23.5 points. He broke the drought finally. Does he do it again tonight, though? That's really the question. I'm looking at maybe going under on Jimmy Butler's points, but I think for me, more interested in possibly going for less on Jimmy Butler's PRA. Let's take a look at how he's done in the PRA department versus the Warriors. So you go points, plus sign, rebound, plus sign, AST for assists, and you can get an idea how his PRA has hit against the Golden State Warriors over the years. 41, 28, 30, 36, 36, 36, 28, 32, 22. All right, so you kind of get the idea. He needs 36 tonight. 36 tonight. So you could go under on his points if you feel better about that, or you could go under on his PRA. Here's why I'm thinking PRA. Let me show you something. We'll dig into this together here. Why I'm considering the PRA as an under option is because so far this season, he's 2 for 7. Just 2 for 7 so far this season. 35, 30, 33, 38 against Toronto, 27 against Portland, 41 against Golden State, and 26 against Sacramento. So he's only gone over his 35.5 PRA number at 2 times out of 7. Now, if you look at the points are a little bit higher at 23.5 points. He's gone over in 4 out of 7 games. So that's why I was thinking maybe I go under on the PRA here. Maybe that's the move. Just taking a look at the DVP here for Jimmy Butler, defense versus position. So they got Kyle Lowry, Tyler Herro. I'd call that their backcourt. So Butler's really like a true small forward for the most part. Looking at the Golden State Warriors DVP, they're giving up about 20 points per game, about 7 rebounds. So that's like 27. And then the assists are just like 2.5. So we'll call it 30. We'll call it about 30 PRA allowed to the small forward position. He needs 36 tonight. So we'll see what happens. But that's kind of what I'm wanting to do. I think I'm kind of wanting to lean toward going under or less on Jimmy Butler at 35.5 PRA. Now let's look at the projections. He's projected for 32.5. That's 3 PRA lower than where he is at today on PrizePicks. A projection of 32.5 PRA versus a line of 35.5. Now, a lot of these sites, they've got him at 35.5 PRA, but there is at least one book, Unibet, who has him at 34.5. So the lines makers for that company, they think 34 to 35 PRA is more of the outcome. Because you got to think, these lines makers, when they set these lines, they try to get it to 50-50. They want it to be like a coin flip, essentially. So they try to dial in the lines as sharp as possible to make it a 50-50 proposition. That's what their aim is, right? But we see at least one line out there of 34.5 PRA for Jimmy Butler. At 35.5, most of the sites that I'm seeing here have him as a betting favorite to go under. So FanDuel, minus 118 to go under. Parks has him as a minus 122 to go under. Minus 125 to go under on Bet Rivers. Rivers Resort, minus 124 to go under. So we are seeing some juice on the under at 35.5, and we're seeing a sports book that has him at 34.5. What are you guys thinking about this? Do we go under on Jimmy Butler at 35.5? Do we fade it? Do we take him to go for more than 35.5? I think for me, my lean is going to be going less or under on Jimmy Butler at 35.5. So that's what we're looking at here. Steph Curry taco, I'm going to take that. Devin Booker for more than 33.5 points plus assists. Bam Adebayo for more than points, 30.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And then Jimmy Butler for possibly less than the 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So Manuel's saying he likes the under since historically he doesn't play up against the Dubs. All right. Guys, if you have any questions, let me know. This is Q&A time for the next 10, 15 minutes or so. I'll take some of the questions that you guys have. Leave them in the chat. I can't guarantee I'm going to get to everybody's question. Can't guarantee I'm going to answer everybody's. But what I can guarantee, if you leave a super chat, not only does it help support the content and the channel, it supports the show. Free content, right? You want to keep content free. But it'll also guarantee that I see your comment, read your comment, and I'll do a deep dive for you right here live on YouTube for everybody to see. Appreciate the new subscribers. We got Cam subscribed to the channel. Shout out to Cam. We got Cal from KC subscribed to the channel. Tyler, thank you for subscribing. We got Yuri. We got Matt the Beast. All right. Some new subs. Appreciate that, gang. So let's scroll through the chat here, the comments, see what you guys are liking. Seeing a lot of SGA love. A lot of Gilgeous Alexander love. We got Malik mentioning SGA for more than 1.5 3-point makes. Let's just quickly look at that one. SGA, decent job so far. Going 3 out of his last 5, covering 1.5. He's going up against my Orlando Magic. Are you really wanting to attack my Magic like that? Let's see if it's a good look or not. We'll go to the point guard position. We'll go to the 3-point make column. Go find Orlando. We want to see how many threes the Magic are giving up per game to point guards, right? 2.48. He's at 1.5, needs to make 2 if you're wanting to go over on SGA's threes. So that's looking pretty good. The total on this game, the lowest of any game tonight. We're still kind of waiting and seeing, is Jalen Suggs going to play? If Jalen Suggs plays, does that impact SGA? To some degree. I think they would probably match up with one another. I don't know if Suggs is going to play or not. Suggs is a pretty darn good defender. We'll see, if Suggs plays or not. But as of right now, SGA looking pretty decent. We could dig into this one a little bit further using props.cash. You go to the 3-point make category, head over to the Orlando-Oklahoma City game. You click on SGA's name here, right? And then you can take a look at his game logs. He's played a total of 5, so we'll go to the 5-game view. Take a look at how many threes he is attempting per game. Not a whole lot, to be honest. 6, 5 to start the season, but then 2, 4, and 2 in his last 3 games, gang. That's not enough volume for me to get excited. I know it's a low number. It's 1.5, right? It's not like we're asking him to make 4 or 5 threes. We're asking him to make 2, but he's not really shooting that many threes over the last 3 games. I'd like to see more volume out of the guy, to be honest with you. Percentage-wise, not all that great either. 0%, 20%, 33%. Now, if he's going to shoot 6 or 5 tonight, I could probably get on board with taking the over at 1.5, but we haven't seen him shoot that many in the last 3 games. So I'm a little iffy on this one, quite frankly. But just to get you a projection on this one, you SGA lovers out there, he's projected for 1.8 threes. 1.8 threes. Guys, huge action coming in on the under on this prop. So I don't know that I would go over on it. You're really going against the odds here, meaning minus 150 betting favorite to go over, minus 130, minus 132, minus 155 on a site like BetMGM. So the betting public are hammering the under on SGA's 3-point makes at 1.5. It's probably going to be one that I stay away from, one that I don't want to touch. My man Real King coming through with the super chat. He says, what are the locks for today? Just wanted to say what's up and hope we all smash today. Well, I'll tell you, the only locks for me reside in New York, man. That's Jada Kiss, Styles P, Chic Luch, man. That's the only locks that I acknowledge. All right? If you're new here, go look up the locks. You're welcome. I know we got a lot of young folks in here. If you don't know who the locks are, you're missing out on some of the best hip hop and rhymes that you've ever heard. Shout out to the locks. And shout out to Real King for the super chat. Appreciate the support, my man. But that's the locks. The only locks. Let's see here. What are we talking about? Everyday Fantasy's breaking news here. Hawkinson to the Vikings. Yo, that's some NFL news for y'all that don't know. Hawkinson to the Vikings. Wow, that's huge for them. Went to a rival, a division rival. Steve Nash just got fired. Say it ain't so. Y'all telling me Steve Nash just got fired? Steve Nash? The Steve Nash? Well, that must be super breaking because I don't see anything about Steve Nash just yet. Let me go to Twitter. Oh, there it is, boys. Steve Nash breaking. The Nets and Steve Nash have agreed to part ways per our insider Shams Charania. I can't say his name, but damn it. Steve Nash is fired. Say it ain't so. Woj bomb. Steve Nash is out of there. Wow. Crazy. Mr. Gonzalez is saying that he's liking Wendell Carter Jr. to destroy the Oklahoma City Thunder. Let's check out his fantasy. He's also liking Banchero for more than 22.5 points. I could see Paolo Banchero possibly having an axe to grind with the Oklahoma City Thunder. There was a lot of pre-draft talks, like, will the Thunder take Banchero if he slides past the Magic? Obviously they ended up with Chet Holmgren, but I could see Banchero wanting to make a statement to both OKC and to Chet Holmgren, who will probably be watching from the sideline, right? I could see Banchero coming out and have himself a pretty good game. Wendell Carter Jr., I would caution you on him until we get the starting lineup for the Orlando Magic. First of all, they got to put some respect on Banchero's name here. The fact that they have a blank silhouette for Paolo Banchero, they need to put some respect on my guy's name. All right, he's earned a picture. PrizePicks, I want a picture of Banchero. That's just foul. That's flagrant. He deserves a picture. Anyway, I would be careful with taking any type of Wendell Carter props. The reason I say that is because Bol, man. If Bol starts, guys, I know it sounds funny. Bol's kind of become like this meme type of player like Boban Marjanovic or somebody like that. But if Bol starts, he has been cutting into Wendell Carter Jr.'s rebounds quite a bit. I mean, you can take a look at this for yourself, but we'll do it together real quick. I just want to show you the rebound chances for the last couple of games for the Orlando Magic because Bol has started in both of those last two games. So we could look at the last two game view here for Orlando. Click Get Stats. The rebound chances for Bol, he's second on the team in rebound chances. So if Jalen Suggs is out again tonight, that means they're going to start Franz Wagner at point guard again. Wagner's 6'10", Banchero's 6'10", Bol's 8'11". I think he's 7'2", but Bol's tall and long as hell. And then you got Wendell Carter Jr., who's 6'10" as well. But you've seen these rebound chances sort of kind of get evenly distributed across the front court in the last two games. Banchero at 11, Bol at 11, and Wendell Carter Jr. at 13. Now, as far as how those rebounds ended up coming out, 7.5 per game in the last two for Banchero, 9 rebounds for Bol. He's been leading the front court for Orlando in the last two games in which he started. And then you got 7 rebounds for Wendell Carter Jr. Wait and see. Don't rush to put Wendell Carter Jr. in your lineup, especially if you're planning on taking fantasy score. Bol's making an impact. All right? Don't do it. Wait on Wendell Carter Jr. and the rest of these Orlando Magic guys. But yeah, Bol's really coming into his own. Everyday Fantasy says, what about Zach LaVine? Zach LaVine at 0.5 steals. Can you investigate? Brother, you know I can. You know I can. And for you, I definitely will. Zach LaVine, 0.5 steals. He's going up against Brooklyn tonight. He's done a pretty good job here. Pretty good job here so far at covering 0.5 steals. So let's look at Zach LaVine real quick. Let's make sure we're getting all the game logs here. We're going to use props.cash to help with this. If you guys don't use props.cash, 25% off your first month of props.cash when you use code Curry. There is a link for you waiting in the description of today's video. But yeah, Zach LaVine, 4 games played this season. He's managed to get his hand on 1 steal in 3 out of 4 games. So a 75% hit rate. 75% hit rate. What's going to happen to Brooklyn tonight? Are they going to be in shambles without Steve Nash? I'm still trying to process that. Are they going to be in shambles tonight? Or are they going to come out ready to play against the Chicago Bulls? We'll have to see. But dang, say it ain't so, man. Steve Nash. Let's look at the steals. We can look at DVP here. Brooklyn Nets to point guards have given up 3 steals per game. All right, we need Zach LaVine to find just 1. 3 steals per game on average to point guards. Brooklyn versus point guards. Shooting guards. Brooklyn Nets, 1.3 steals allowed to shooting guards. So you kind of combine those two, right? Since LaVine's a combo guard, not really sure if he's a point guard, a shooting guard. Probably more of a shooting guard if we're splitting hairs here. But they're giving up over 4 steals per game to opposing backcourts on a per game basis. He needs to find 1. All right, over 4 allowed. He needs to find 1. Maybe it happens. Maybe the Brooklyn Nets will be in shambles tonight. Let's go get you a projection here on this one, my friend. Zach LaVine, I got him projected for 0.7 steals. He's a betting favorite, minus 135 to go over at 0.5 steals, which is where he's at on PrizePicks. So yeah, I can maybe see him getting his hands on the ball in a high-scoring game. There should be a lot of possessions. The Nets seem to be turning it over at a high clip to opposing backcourts. Maybe Zach LaVine has some sticky fingers and ends up with a steal. Let's see here. We got another super chat coming through from a man, Stu. Shout out to Stu. He wants to know my thoughts on Gobert over rebounds with DeAndre Ayton out. Well, funny you should ask, my friend. Funny you should ask. I was actually considering Gobert for more than 27.5 points plus rebounds. I was wanting to take both, the points and rebounds, not just the rebounds on their own. But yes, no DeAndre Ayton means Bismack Biyombo is going to have his hands full with Rudy Gobert, one of the most lethal rebounders in the league, right? Let's look at Gobert's numbers real quick. And again, you can do this yourself if you've got time, but I'll do it for you because that's why I'm here, to be of value and to be an asset to those of you who are watching the live stream. So if you're getting any value out of today's live stream, I hope that you've hit the like button already and that you're subscribed with notifications turned on. If you find this valuable, if you find this information fascinating, helpful, or entertaining in any kind of way, I hope that you're subscribed. I hope you've hit the like button. And if you want to win a free entry to score $100 on PrizePicks, you're going to want to make sure that you're subscribed and that you've liked. And then you're going to want to leave a comment on the replay of today's video. Go down to the comment section, leave your favorite pick. Just one pick. That's all I'm asking. Maybe you help another community member out. Leave a comment after you've subscribed and hit the like button, and you'll be entered in to win a free entry to score $100. I'm giving them out daily, gang. Every day we're doing this. We're giving out a free entry to win $100 on PrizePicks. So that's how you do it. But anyway, back to Rudy Gobert. 25.1 rebound chances per game. Oh my word. All right. He is by far and away leading the Minnesota Timberwolves in rebound opportunities. 25.1. The next closest guy is Karl Anthony Towns with 13. But Gobert's nearly doubling his rebound chances. All right. So this is Gobert's world. When it comes to rebounds and getting on the boards, this is Gobert's world, and we're just living in it. He's averaging 14.7, nearly 15 rebounds per game through 7 games so far. So the rebounds should be there. Should be plentiful. Center position, looking at the DVP here. Going down and taking a look at DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns. Ayton's going to be out, so the Phoenix Suns are giving up how many rebounds per game to opposing centers? 15.5? 15.5? Do you think things get better or worse with Bismack Biyombo in? Does Gobert have an easier time tonight rebounding the basketball, or a more difficult time going up against Biyombo instead of Ayton? Now, the reason I'm looking at the points and rebounds is because the Phoenix Suns have given up a fair share of points to opposing centers, over 22 points per game. So 22.2 points, over 15.5 rebounds. You combine those two numbers, you're talking at about 38 points plus rebounds allowed to opposing centers. About 38 points and rebounds allowed to opposing centers. This guy needs 28, and he's the best rebounder in the league, right? If he doesn't feast against Bismack Biyombo tonight, something's wrong. Something's seriously wrong here. I want to take a look at something. I want to look at Bismack Biyombo rebounds without DeAndre Ayton. Don't ask me why. I'm just a madman, and I like to look at this stuff. Bismack Biyombo rebounds without Ayton logs. We're going to use StatMuse for this. All right. So he played in a game without DeAndre Ayton, one game without Ayton. That was on October 30th. So that was 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Played 22 minutes, ended up with 5 boards, 5 points, and 5 blocks. Shout out to Bismack Biyombo with the 5-5-5. Kind of like Jay-Z, 4-4-4, but 5-5-5, right? Bismack Biyombo. Let's go look at that game real quick. I just want to see how things shook out for the Phoenix Suns. Like I said, I'm a freak. I'm a madman. I like looking at this type of crap. I want to see, what was it? Was it their last game that Phoenix played? Chris Paul. Let's just look at his game logs. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to look at the last game. In that game, DeAndre Ayton did not play. So we could take a look at how the rebound chances kind of shook out here. So Bismack Biyombo had 10 rebound chances in 22 minutes played without DeAndre Ayton. Ended up with 5 boards. You had Jock Landale. He'll probably get some minutes as well. 11 rebound chances. Turned those into 7 actual boards. And then Cameron Johnson was third, tied for second with 10 rebound chances, turned those into 7 boards. So that's who he's going to go up against. Rudy Gobert is going to go up against Jock Landale and Bismack Biyombo tonight. This should be a big game for Rudy Gobert, right? I mean, right? Chat, let me know. This should be a big game for Rudy Gobert. I think he scores well and he rebounds well in this one against Jock Landale and Bismack Biyombo. You could even go a step further here. You could look at Rudy Gobert game logs versus Bismack Biyombo. Let's see here. Utah versus Charlotte. This was from 2021. He had 10 points, 12 boards. Also from 2021, 12 points, 15 boards. 15 and 13 against Biyombo. I don't want to go back too far. 17 and 19, 18 and 18, 21 and 17, 19 and 19. I mean, dude has major upside and potential, I think, against Biyombo tonight. All right, let's get a projection on this one. We'll look at everything that you want to look at here. You asked about just the rebounds on Gobert. His rebound line is set at 13.5 right now. No DeAndre Ayton. Gobert is 13.5 on PrizePicks as well. All right. At 13.5, pretty big betting favorite to go over. Minus 135, minus 130, minus 140. So the betting public likes Gobert to go for more than 13.5. More than 13.5. Now, I told you I think he can score and rebound tonight against this weak Phoenix Suns front court. So let's look at that one. Points and rebounds at 27.5. 27.5 is where he is at on PrizePicks as well. At 27.5, I got him projected for 29.4 points plus rebounds. At 27.5, he's a minus 140 betting favorite on DraftKings to go over. He's also a betting favorite to go over on BetMGM and PointsBet. So we got 3 different books where the odds are in our favor, right? We're seeing some juice on the over at 27.5, but he should have a good game tonight. The Timberwolves have been very difficult to figure out who's going to score from game to game, right? But this is Rudy Gobert's opportunity to shine against a weak Phoenix Suns front court. Guys, I'm just going to lock this in. I think I'm going to lock this in here. Steph Curry Taco, Devin Booker over points and assists, Bam Adebayo over PRA, Jimmy Butler under PRA. The only one that gives me a little bit of hesitation, Rudy Gobert more than 27.5 points and rebounds, I think looks pretty darn good. Let's see here. D'Angelo is asking, what about Lou Dort? Appreciate the super chat, D'Angelo. Thank you for supporting the show. Appreciate that, man. For real, for real. Lou Dort rebounds plus assists. You're liking him to go for more on his rebounds and assists. Maybe I'll swap Jimmy Butler out for Lou Dort. Let's look at Lou Dort's line. He's at 5.5 rebounds and assists, huh? Okay. 5.5 rebounds and assists. We don't have any logs for this, so we got to go to props.cash, gang. That's the word on the street. Props.cash got the goods. So let's look at Lou Dort real quick. How many games has he played now? 6? At 5.5, he has hit the over in 4 out of his 6 games. Pretty good hit rate. Now, you're going to want to look at not only potential assists, but also rebound chances for Lou Dort. I think SGA missed a couple of games, so these numbers might be a little bit tainted. They may not be all the way there, but let's look at it. Potential assists per game, Josh Giddey, he is out tonight. We're not worried about him. So those 10.7 potential assists that Giddey averages per game will be distributed elsewhere. Maybe they go to Lou Dort, right? 6 games, Lou Dort, 4.3 potential assists per game. He's turned those into 2.3 assists. That's not great. I mean, he's decent, right? If he finds a few rebounds on top of the 2.3 assists that he's averaging. Okay. All right. So there you go. Lou Dort, currently sitting 4th on the Oklahoma City Thunder with the assist. Now let's take a look at the rebound chances. We'll go to the Oklahoma City Thunder page here. And we want to look at all season segments. Click Get Stats. And then as far as rebound chances go, Lou Dort sitting right there at close to 9 rebound chances per game through 6 games played, averaging 4.5 rebounds. So 4.5 rebounds plus the 2.7 assists, that's more than 5.5. So maybe there's a little bit of value here on this. Could be a good way to go. Let's look at the rebounds and assists projection here for Lou Dort. I got him projected for 6.4. Gang, he is at 6.5 on DraftKings. So when you compare that to PrizePicks line of 5.5, a little bit of value here. And then 5.5 on FanDuel, looks like the bettors are taking the over, minus 125 odds. So he's projected to go over. He's hit more often than not in his 6 games, gone over 4 out of 6. And then we're seeing him as high as 6.5, as low as 5.5. And we're seeing some juice on the over at 5.5. All right. Going up against Orlando. Low scoring game though. Low scoring game in Orlando versus OKC. What that means is this. Lower total games mean fewer possessions. Fewer possessions means fewer shots taken. Fewer shots taken means there's a trickle-down effect. Less rebounds and less assist opportunities. So that's what you had to look forward to. Gang, it's an hour and 12 minutes, right? We start these at 12. We're at 1:12 p.m. on the East Coast. I'm going to get out of here. Before I get out of here, I'm going to take Lou Dort over 5.5 rebounds and assists. And we'll lock this 5 pick in on this taco. My taco limit's 25. That's all they allow me to put on. But we're going to go Steph Curry over 23.5 on the taco. Devin Booker over 33.5 points plus assists. Bam, bam. Adebayo over 30.5 PRA. Rudy Gobert over 27.5 points and rebounds. And I'll take Lou Dort. I'll take Lou Dort for the win here. That is D'Angelo's play. We'll take that one. Actually, should I take Lou Dort or should I take Zach LaVine for 1 steal? Damn. I'm going to go Zach LaVine 1 steal. Oh, Lord, please don't let me regret this. I'm going to go Zach LaVine for 1 steal. All right. I'm locking it in. $25. If it hits, we win $250. Going 5 pick with my taco. I typically don't do that. I usually go like a 2 pick or 3 pick on my taco, but that's what I'm running with. Guys, feel free to tail if you want. It's your money. We've done the research. We've done the homework. We looked at the numbers together. What you want to do with your money is up to you. All right. Desmond's coming through with a last minute super chat. He says DeMar DeRozan point seems very low for a high total close game. We did touch on this one earlier. For those of you who just got here, we had started off talking about this dude, Zach LaVine at 22.5. It got bumped right before our very eyes. It went from 22 to 23.5. So then I said, well, what if we pivot over to DeMar DeRozan? DDR. He was 24.5 earlier. He's still 24.5. Going up against Brooklyn. You're good, Desmond. Appreciate the super chat. We'll talk about it again. Somebody probably missed us talking about this. But yeah, there is value on this prop. What I mean by value is we punch in DeMar DeRozan's name using Fantasy Labs here, and you can see that DeRozan is at 24.5 on most sites, all right? Minus 130 to go over. But he's also at 25.5 on a lot of other sites. So this line is still kind of low. Still kind of low. 25.5 on Bet Rivers, betting favorite to go over. Rivers Resort, 25.5, betting favorite to go over, all right? So we are getting value here. He's 1 point lower on PrizePicks than he is on most of these other books, and he's projected for 26.1 tonight. So I liked LaVine a little bit more just because the Brooklyn Nets seem to give up more points to point guards and shooting guards than they do shooting guards and small forwards, which is, DeMar DeRozan's role. But I'm not mad at DeMar DeRozan at 24.5. You are getting a discount, we'll say. So, yeah, we could get with that, Desmond. All right. That's it. We're cutting it off. We're well over the 1 hour limit. I appreciate all of you. Again, if you want to win a free entry to score $100 on PrizePicks, you got to be subscribed. You got to be subscribed. You got to like today's live stream. And once the replay goes up, you got to go to the comment section and leave your favorite pick. Help a community member out by leaving your favorite pick in the comment section. I'll randomly select one of those comments from today's live show replay, and then I'll DM you, or I'll reply to your comment and let you know if you've won. Then you'll DM me on Twitter, and then we'll get you set up with the free entry to win $100 on PrizePicks. But that's it. We're out of here. Good luck tonight. 4-game slate. Don't go too crazy. Bye.